the ministers and the heads of other institutions. Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to add my voice to appreciate the Minister of Finance for tabling this budget. Albeit the budget is coming very late, and indeed it is a post-mortem budget. Right Honorable Speaker, allow me also to wish the SPLM-IO Chief Whip a quick recovery. Allow me, Right Honorable Speaker, to just make a keynote on the position of the SPLM-IO. They had a caucus meeting, and I was privileged to attend that caucus meeting. One, on the resource envelope of the budget execution of the 2023-2024. The resource envelope, Right Honorable Speaker, realized an outcome from the projection, which was 1.7 trillion, the outcome became 2.1 trillion. What does this mean? It means there was enough resources for all the ministries, for all the institutions, for all the states and the administrative areas. All the budget allocations that were approved in this House, the resource envelope with its outcome was enough to cover it. Paying for the peace implementation, paying for the salaries and wages, goods and services, and the capital expenditure that was allocated. And this is confirming the understanding and the reality, Right Honorable Speaker, of the finance status of this country. Many people have been saying it, even the Parliament has been saying it. His Excellency the President also one time said it, that South Sudan does not lack resources, but the problem is in the management of these resources. This brings me, Right Honorable Speaker, to how the resource envelope was spent. How the resource envelope was spent, and this is the observation that came out clearly in the caucus meeting, which observation is actually in the report, in the committee report. There was over expenditures by some privileged ministries, privileged states, and government institutions. And the leading culprit in this over expenditure is the Ministry of Finance. Overspending with over 3,860%. To my understanding, I thought the Minister of Finance was the Treasury, was keeping the resources on behalf of the government, was keeping the resources of the people of South Sudan. And once the budget is approved, like now we are in the budget sitting, he will go and pay Caesar what belongs to Caesar and give God what belongs to God. Unfortunately, that has not been the case. The Ministry of Finance has turned out to be an implementing agent on behalf of other ministries. I don't know whether they constructed roads, or they build hospitals, or build schools, and so on. They were supposed to pay the ministries to do their work, but they are overspent. This over-expenditure, Right Honorable Speaker, deprive other institutions, other ministries of their rightful allocations, deprive the citizens of the services which they did not get in the financial year 2023-2024. Deprive the workers, civil servants, members of the military, organized forces of their salaries and wages. This is the observation in the expenditure. Therefore, even before proceeding to the current budget, there is a very clear behavior in the Ministry of Finance that they are even now paying for unallocated expenditures, unallocated activities. We know government priorities are very vast, but every year, if priority has been set based on the theme, Ministry of Finance is under obligation to pay only those priorities budgeted for. But in the expenditure report, 1.4 trillion SSP was paid to activities that we have not approved in this house. And I don't know why. Actually, I would have moved if this current minister was the one who tabled the budget and we approved the budget under his hands. And he went with the budget and did this kind of misconduct. This is an offense, it's a financial offense. Then you have left what was budgeted for, and you have gone to pay for what we did not approve, what was not even allocated for. This is a serious discrepancy, Right Honorable Speaker. To conclude, with now the budget for 2024-2025, which is already late. The budget, the resource envelope is very clear. There is an impending resumption of darkness. This is going to boost the resource envelope. In fact, coming from the background that South Sudan actually does not lack resources, because we have seen in the previous budget there was an overtime of 2.1 trillion. Now the current budget, which we are going to pass, we expect it to succeed. Why? Because there is resources. So the current budget failed. It will fail because of mismanagement, which we have seen in the previous budget already. The report is very clear. It is not my making. Should it fail, then it means the mismanagement continues in the Ministry of Finance. The theme of this budget actually should have been even changed by this House. Instead of saying economic development and service provision and so on, we need to change this theme to reflect the reality of the financial management in this country. That is budget for accountability, effective budget execution, service delivery, and peace implementation. I end with the note that the role of Parliament, honorable colleagues in this House, we have a lot to do. The executive should not oversee us. It is us to oversee the executive. Nobody any member here, under any duress, we are free to pass the budget and follow the implementation meticulously. Should we find that the Minister of Finance is misappropriating funds, including for unallocated activities, and not even paying other institutions their due, when we have resources, we have to deal with that minister. We cannot leave the fate of the government and the fate of the people of South Sudan to the mismanagement of one man or one woman who sits in that ministry. Thank you very much.